Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Ladette Designs. Today let's take this wooden sign and the IOD mold classic elements and make us a French style panel. I took this little rose graphics off of Etsy, and you can get downloadables there that are very affordable, and they got some beautiful pictures available. I've already poured my resin. Y'all know how that goes, so I had it ready to go. The classic elements I cut up, as you can see. You can cut things up and use bits and pieces and parts of the molds to design how you want. This little setup here, I saw Ellen J. Goods. I saw her make a sign, and I knew when I saw it, that's what I wanted to do because I had these boards, and they've been sitting in my stash for several months. So let's get started. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take whatever white paint you want to use. This is a paint by Fusion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the circle 2 coats of white because I'm going to decoupage that rose paper down, and I want a white background behind it because it is rice paper, and that'll help kind of brighten it up. And I print my own prints here. You can get the paper off of Amazon very easily to find. So let's give this 2 coats. Now I'm going to be taking Mod Podge, and I'm going to, as you can see, my little graphics, I'm going to be getting them set in place. I just wanted to point out right here on my graphic, you can still see some of the white edge around it, but that's not going to matter. And I gave it a dry with my heat gun and got everything set in place. Now I'm going to seal my graphic in with 2 more coats of Mod Podge. You can put 2 or 3, whatever you're comfortable with. And then I'm going to let that dry real well. All right, now that that's dry, I'm going to be taking Titebond Quick and Thick, and I'm going to get my elements in place. Now, I wish when I took them out of the mold, I wish I would have stretched them out and taped them down and let them dry, but I didn't. But as you can see, you can take your heat gun on your resin casting and it will soften it up, but you have to be gentle with it because you can try to stretch it too much and break it. But you can stretch it out and hold it in place till it cools off, and it'll keep that shape. Now I'm just going to take my little classic elements, my resin pieces, and get them all set in place. Okay, here I'm just going to take a ruler and make a little mark with my pencil to make sure each side is at the same level. This little panel is going to be painted in two different colors. So right here you see me just getting my colors ready. That is DIY clay-based paint in the color Prom Queen, and I added a little bit of Dixie Belle Sea Spray because I want to thicken my paint up. I did that with blue, and then I also did it with my Rust-Oleum linen white. I mixed it with some the Sea Spray too. Now that that's ready and my molds are dried in place, I'm going to be taking Elmer's glue and putting it in random places all over the board. That helps give it a crackle look, and I just love it. It works great. But I do want to try Paint Couture crackle paste. One day I'll get some of that and give it a try, but for right now, Elmer's glue does the job for me. So here you can see I'm just going to go random places around the molds, around the edges, and give it a good little bit of glue, and thicker in some places than others. And then I'll hit it with the heat gun, and I just want to give the top layer of the glue a little crust, and so it'll kind of stay in place, but the underneath, I want it to still be wet. Okay, now that I have a couple of coats of the white, I'm going to be taking the same mixture, the linen white with the Dixie Belle Sea Spray, and I'm going to be lightly going over the castings. I want to give them a little bit of texture, but I don't want to mess up the details, if that makes sense. I just want to give it a little bit of texture. Next, I'm going to be taking Paint Couture in light brown sugar, and I'm going to go over the whole board, castings and everything, and take a little wet wipe and kind of pounce it, and it kind of takes it off in some places and leaves it darker in others. And I'm going to go over the whole board. I'm going to take the light brown sugar, Paint Couture, and finish the back of the board. After that, I'm going to be taking Paint Couture Luxe Metallic paint in the color bronze, and I'm going to paint over, it's probably going to take about 2 coats, but I'm going to go over all the castings. Next, I'm going to be taking the IOD stamp ephemeral type. I wanted this panel to look like it was an old sign that has faded and worn through the years. So I'm going to take bits and pieces of this stamp and I'm going to stamp what looks like script writing in random spots. I want to add right here, if something doesn't turn out the way you want, if your piece is sealed, you have time to wipe it off and restamp. Mine was a little bit blurry, so I restamped it to get a crisper look. My ink pad was drying out, so it was time to refresh it. I'm using IOD Stone Gray. So I'm just going to re-ink my pad real quick because I wasn't getting enough on the stamp. Next, I'm going to take a wet wipe and dab on the stamps to give them a little bit more of a faded look. And I love how this turns out. Next, I'm going to be taking my Minwax polyacrylic. It's a water-based sealer. And I'm going to go over the whole sign front and back. And I'm going to give it a good 3 or 4 coats. I want it to be sealed really well. If someone wants to set it on their porch, I want it to be protected. I wouldn't put it directly in the weather, but on a porch, this will help protect it. Okay, here I decided to take a little bit of rub and buff in gold leaf and just go around with my finger and add it to the elements, to the molds. It's a little bit brighter gold. I wanted to give the molds a little dimension and a little, just kind of give them a little something extra. I love the way this turned out. And I just want to add that not everything has to have, a word signs like welcome or whatever. Sometimes just a little piece like this propped up behind a plant on your porch, it just gives it an old world charm. That's how I feel. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. I've got 2 more of these boards, so I'm going to put my thinking cap on and come up with some more. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I appreciate each and every one of you, all my new subscribers. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe and help my channel grow. Thank you all and have a blessed week.